Slow flow. Yeah, slow flow. We all about our slow flow.
That's right.
Go ahead, sing the second verse. Sing the first verse.
No.
Libs? Instrumental.
Nope.
Acapella.
Nope.
Background. Lead.
Nope. Why don't you sing it? You wrote it.
I didn't write that song.
Yes, you did.
I think
It was you, London. Oh, my shoulder.
me, London Jones.
Tricky. And did Robin write on that?
I think Robin Thicke. Wait, was that Boss Productions or Red Zone?
That was
Niggas be on here trying to erase Boss Productions and shit. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to talk about Sam right now. If y'all know who Sam Salter is, Sam Salter was our first artist that we got signed to LaFace as Boss Productions. He was born and bred out of Boss Productions soil. And what I mean by Boss Productions, I mean me, Chris Stewart, Mark Stewart, Laney Stewart, Tab, Robin Thicke, the whole first of the crew. Yeah, rest in peace, Sam. Don't get it twisted.
Hey, French fry.
Don't get it twisted. The lineage came from Boss Productions. Yeah, and we can't forget the shoulders that we stood on, and that they stood on, and that they stood on. And if you go back in our lineage of our history, being Stewart / Halls, Haywoods, Laney got started because of the Haywoods. We had Kitty, Ann, Vivian, all them, and they got Butch started in the jingle game. So it was just it's a domino effect, and you can't have one without the other. It goes like this. So they had what was it? What was Joy Art? Joy Art was there. There was Groove Asylum, which was Laney. There was Mark, who was on the management and publishing side, and Judy. All of us started from Chicago, started from the South Side. Tracy Hill from the like when we started Boss Productions, it was basically a warehouse with some drywall up. We had one A room, and all we had was us, you know, and we had just freshly moved to Atlanta. We LA had introduced us to JD. And Dallas and all these different crews, and we was just another budding crew in the whole process of it. So, yeah. So, Laney is a good dude. Laney's the shit. Like, if anybody in this whole situation, when I say anybody, I'm talking about everybody I just named. Oh, and Kook. How can I forget Kook? Kook Carell, cousin too, in the grind. And Jason. I'm bugging. Jason Weaver. He was part of that too. So, if anybody tells you that Laney was not key in all of this, you need to slap them in the motherfucking mouth, because that shit is blasphemy. Like, you cannot have a Red Zone without a Boss Productions. You cannot have a Boss Productions without a Laney Stewart. You cannot have Laney Stewart without the Haywoods. You can't have the Haywoods without, or who started the Haywoods? I don't know who the Haywoods.
I don't know who started.
Oh, but it was Ann, it was Vivian, it's Kitty, it was Sant, it was all of them. It's so many hands in it. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so many. That's what I love about black families that prosper and that help each other. Is we all needed each other. We all needed that hand.
And we leaned on each other.
What?
We definitely leaned on each other back then. We may not have gotten along all the time,
right?
But we definitely leaned on each other.
Come on, man.
You know what I mean? That's just what it was. That's just what it was back then.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So, shouts out to So, shouts out to Sam.
Shouts out to Sam. We love you, baby. Hey, this is a fun man. I remember Rob hit me today. He was like, he wanted me to tell you the story of Sam when we used to go bowling. Did I ever tell you this?
No.
All right. So I don't know if y'all.
Did he go bowling with us one time?
He might have. Sam was crazy with that.
I think he did. It was me, you, Tamar, Tricky. It was all. We went bowling. We used to go bowling all the time.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
And Sam was there.
Yes, he was there.
Let me just tell you how it all kind of started. I'm gonna say it real quick. I ain't gonna get all into it, but Sam was extremely competitive. Extremely competitive. So when I talk about back in the day with Sega Genesis, Nintendo, Xbox, whatever it was, he was the best at it. You could not beat this dude, period. Like every now and then somebody beat him on his off day. So we started going bowling. We would just make it like a crew thing. So we would go like every Thursday or whatever. So we went, and a couple had a little bit more money than the other ones, but none of us was balling. We hadn't had like no smashes.
It just was.
We just went.
It just was, yeah.
So we used to joke Sam because we would beat him. He hated losing. So he started going up there and like bowling without us. Like if we bowled on every Thursday, he would go like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then bowl with us on Thursday. So he was like sneaky with it, trying to get his game up. So one day he showed up with this ball, right? Now, Sam was broke. Did I tell you Sam used to live in my closet?
Yes, you did.
All right.
Yes.
So basically,
when you're a new artist, especially back then, you just hustle.
Yeah.
You were a different type of hustler back then.
Yeah. So he had this bowling ball, and basically he got it for free, but it was free because the guy who was making bowling balls there kept messing up the holes.
So he had all these holes.
It was holes all.
Did he plug them in at least?
Nope.
You're supposed to plug them in.
It was 400 holes.
Oh my
It was a bumpy
God.
bowling ball. It was a bumpy bowling ball. But he started whooping our asses with that bumpy bowling ball.
And I know you clowned him at
Oh,
first.
man, we clowned him bad. Oof. But yeah. All right.
Yeah, so. Shouts out to Sam.
Sam Salt.
Yeah, he was so talented. He could sing. Ooh.
And produce and write.
Ooh. He had an amazing voice, so, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to post up something. I just ain't really been ready to talk about it. So I'm going to post up something probably in a few days about Sam. He was a very complicated guy. He had a really huge heart. Huge giving heart. Whatever he had, you had half of it, whatever it was. So, but I think us as creatives and just us as people can take away from his life some things. And I don't want us to not take away some lessons from him.
Yeah, from Sam.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. So, yeah. But thank you guys so much for